Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. Oh, smooth transitions tonight. That's what I like to see. A little bit later start than typical, but as the days grow longer, I find myself doing a little bit more fishing later into the day. And actually the kids, I've got 3 rotten stinking kids at home, and fortunately we were able to drop them off with the grandparents. Woohoo! That's my wife in the background. So I'm actually not used to having all this peace and quiet in my house, but I could get used to it. I'll be honest with you, I could get used to it. But I love my kids. I love my family. I'm
3 months.
as I am. I'm just messing around. But what we have here today, man, that pattern looks really nice. Go down there, just with the green backdrop. You can actually see how I did a little bit of blending, and we're going to show you a little trick about blending your reds with your olives tonight. It's really actually a simple technique. But I don't know if you guys got to see the last show. I'm going to show you something here. Check out that wall hanger, baby. Woo! We were on a little bit of a fishing trip. We ran into some huge Friday Night Flies fans over in this no-name lake, and I made sure that we swore these young fellows to secrecy. And that's our camp. That's my old pickup and my camper all set up. It rained on us real hard that night, and I was pretty happy we had a camper. And the poor guys with the tents, they were not loving it all that much. And that's my fishing partner, Steve. Like I said in the past video, Steve has known me since I was skinny. So we actually played hockey together quite a bit when we were kids. And that's us going across another lake in the background. And there is one of the beautiful trout that we were catching on our recent fishing trip. So that was a bit of a tank and a bit of a tease. But tonight what we're doing here is I've got another pattern called the Red Butt. We like to joke about it as the baboon butt, because baboons, as you're well aware, have a nice big bright red ass. And that is exactly what this fly's got, a nice bright red ass. So if you don't like foul language, that was, I'm trying to bleep it out, keeping it on the dull side. So once again, tonight, that fly is on a size 14 or 12. I don't usually tie red butts on a size 10, but tonight we are, for the simple fact, for your tying pleasure and being able to view it. Once you start getting into smaller flies and the hooks, it's difficult to see exactly what I'm doing. So what we've got here is a size 10 hook, a 1760. I highly recommend you tie them in 14s, 12s, and 16s. You're probably not going to need them in size 10s, but as we found out this last week, I was probably the only guy with size 10 chironomids, and that's what they wanted. So I was I was selling flies size 10 chironomids for 20 bucks a pop, just because we were dropping them like they were hot. And if you believe that, yeah, anyhow, we weren't selling them for 20 bucks. But anyhow, we're going to get back to tying these beautiful flies. What size bead did we put on there? That is a 7/64 black nickel. So we're going to put a nice big hefty lung on there. Start off a little bit of thread, cut off the excess here, and a nice chunk of uni stretch.
Scott Donaldson is giving you the what's up.
Hey, what up?
Oh.
Hey, I love, my wife's in the background, so if you guys have questions tonight's the night. I've got a little bit of help in the studio. Usually my wife is off helping.
Trying to keep the kids
quiet.
quiet?
Trying to keep the kids quiet and from kicking the door in and being loud and obnoxious. So what I'm doing here is just throwing a quick whip finish, tying off my lungs. I'm going to slip this bead back over the head. And like I said, with a size 10, you're going to leave it fairly long. So that's what you call fairly long. And that would be about a 1/4 inch, roughly. Roughly a 1/4 inch. So another thing what we're going to do is we were talking about blending. when it comes to red butts, you're going to have to blend a little bit. See how the red kind of bleeds into that olive? We'll show you how to do that. So, start off with a red base. And I've had a lot of people ask me, how do you tie red butts? Well, they're actually one of the most simple ones. Today we're going to use a gold rib, a fine gold rib. And we're going to bury that guy in underneath your shank. And with the red, all we're going to do is just overlap it. Simple, nice and tight wraps all the way back to the bend of the shank. And then we're going to bring it all the way back up. We'll finish it off in behind the bead. Jesus, my old eyes are struggling with this, with the light here. So I am the master thread wrapper. I like to throw it on there like it's hot potatoes, but if I was to do that right now, I'd be making a bloody mess. So just into the bend of the shank, and then what we're going to do is overlapping, going back the other way. And you can see how that's just starting to make it nice and red. Ooh, don't cut the thread. And this is really thin thread. This is, I believe, yeah, it's 8/0 red. So this will make Justin really happy, knowing that I'm using really thin thread. And be careful of that hook shank, point of the hook. So what we're going to do is just tie this guy off. Simple. And typically I would just throw this whole bobbin and thread away because I'm rich. But today I'm going to hold on to it because my wife's in the background. And I don't want to seem wasteful in front of my wife.
That's okay, I went shopping today at Costco.
Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to start on with some olive. And this is where the fish trickery happens. Okay, so as you're going down, overwrap, nice and easy. And with the red butts, they aren't like really big red. The trick is to get the blend at the tail end. And you see how I'm kind of breaking the pattern a little bit, and you can see a little bit of red in between the thread wraps that I'm doing. And then when you go back forward, don't bury it. Just sparse at the end, and then once you get to here, thread wrap touching. So when you get to cover it up with the Sol Res, it's going to shine right through. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a little bit of a taper at the head here. Make sure that that stuff is nice and buried. We want a little bit of a taper to the head. And a quick finish. And we're going to wrap that gold wire up and finish it with our favorite stuff, Sol Res Bone Dry. And you, my friends, are going to know how to make some really sexy, dead sexy red butts. The Friday Night Fly Studio, we call them baboon butts.
Justin's asking UTC or uni.
Hold on, I'll get to that point. I don't want to mess this up, Justin. So we're going to make sure that we get our wraps perfect, because it would be a real shame to mess it up at this point right here. Ooh, that is one of the nicest baboon butts I've ever seen. And if you don't agree with me, you should try a couple and tell me what you think. And the one thing that we found with baboon butts is that they work the best within a foot of the bottom. They're not something you're going to find spread without or within the column of the water. You're just going to see them within a foot of the bottom. And if you're seeing fish slamming chironomids right down on the bottom, take my word, slip one of these red butts on, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised as to what you're going to catch and how quick it's going to happen. So what we're doing is just making a little bit of a collar with that olive thread, and then we're just going to lock it down here. Nice whip finish. Tighten up the rotary vise, swing it around, baboom. And now I want to just, oh man, I can't really see that all that well with the lighting that I got. Maybe if I turn sideways. Let's get the light up away from it a bit. So my color of the shirt behind it right now is not really helping things all that much. But I assure you, if you look at the stills that I'm going to post afterwards, it's going to show it pretty good. Maybe if I get it down closer to it, maybe that'll help. Man, that's just not showing it very well. Anyhow, so this is olive. That's a gold wrap. And the baboon butt. We'll give it a slow roll here so you can see it. So and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with the Sol Res, and you're going to see the difference. It's going to darken it up a little bit, but then it's also going to help with the bleeding, the blending of the baboon butt. You're going to see the taper. Everything's going to change. That olive thread's going to get a little bit darker. Look at the pop. Hi Justin, what are you thinking, my man? Hey, chicken dinner? There's a winner for you. Chicken dinner, baby. Slow roll. The only thing missing is 70s pour music to this beauty right here. A little Sol Res, cure that bad boy. Protect the thread. Protect the wire. Protect that chironomid. They're going to want to chew it up. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
To answer his question?
Yeah, what is this question?
UTC or uni?
That is ultra thread. So UTC 140 on the olive, and on the red it is, what's the size smaller on the UTC? I can't remember. I think it's 140. I think it was 140 and 140. That's what it was, 140 and 140. So pretty simple. You don't have to spend as much time. I know some guys really like getting in on a 70 denier, but it is a pain in the butt, and it takes a lot of time to build your thread up. Maybe if you're running like size 20s and 16s and stuff, you got to start going to those lighter threads just to get your contours. But that, my friend, right there is a moneymaker.
You said UTC 70 will bleed better?
On the overwrap, it will definitely bleed. But as you can see how, depending on how much thread you put over top of that underlayer, that's the difference. So if you want it to bleed more, less thread over top. If you want it to bleed less, put more thread over top. And you can see how you've got a little bit of a hue on that red butt. And if you look at red butts, I wish I had a picture of a red butt. It doesn't just go red butt and then green, or red butt and black, or red butt and rusty brown. It goes red butt blend into whatever color it is. It's not a sudden like stop sign. Okay, so keep that thought in your mind when you're out there tying flies and chironomids. Pay attention to what it is you're trying to copy. And the closer you can get that copied, the better you're going to do. Anyhow, I think two shows actually. You had a bonus show on a static bag. Melissa, come over here. I wonder, I think I might have a picture. Yeah, I should show you guys here something. I just got to dig through my phone here. When you do as much fishing as I do, I'm just digging through what I got going here. I got to show you guys a quick picture. Oh, you know what? There it is. Nope, that's not it. You know what? I'm not sure. That'll be another show, ladies and gentlemen. Anyhow, it's still water fishing time. We're going to do another contest. Let's give away some Sol Res stuff because everybody loves Sol Res. And Bill Borland, let's see if you can help somebody else win this week. Instead of, like, we know you're the champ. We know that you're the champ, Billy boy. But let's spread it around a little bit. What else we got there, Melissa? You're digging in the box of goodness.
I am.
What do you got? Bring that box over here. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got another roadie kit. Should we give away another roadie kit?
There we go.
Roadie kit. Oh, you know what else is really good here too? The Solar Res. The 3-pack, 5 gram each. So that's what we'll give away this week. There it is. That's our Fly Time win. Chironomids. Post your 2 favorite chironomids. You guys know the rest of the rules. We've been doing this long enough. That's the 3-pack. You get the thin, the thick, and the flex. Flex. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Share with your friends. Tie lots of flies and catch a few fish. And make sure you throw a few back so I can catch them later.
No, so I can catch them.
Okay, so my wife can catch them. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Enjoy.